you are joined by Garrett Loberg and TJ Washuk. And we are going to be discussing the top 10 movies of 2017. But first, I want to toast everybody to the new year. Hopefully 2017 was alright for you. I had a good time. But here's to a fantastic, amazing,
I gotta do that too.
substantial
2018. Oh, that was weak. 2018.
All right. So, did you want to start first then?
Yeah. So, kind of like a little background on this year. I've always liked movies, and TJ's always liked movies. So, me and him kind of saw a lot more movies than I normally see. Like, you know, going out and actually seeing movies. So, having somebody to see them with was kind of fun this year. So, we saw a lot more movies than I think I've seen in a theater in 1 year.
Yeah.
Now let's talk movies.
All right. Go ahead.
So for 10, I had Alien Covenant. Not a lot expected coming into this movie other than it filling in the blanks from Prometheus. And the reason it made 10 for me was because it did. It finally filled in a lot of the blanks that we finally, you know, were like, wait, Promethean, what? Like, this makes no sense.
Oh, by the way, complete spoilers on all these movies.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
to let you know, because I
Please.
want to talk about them.
Yeah.
So, on Alien Covenant, man, that one was great.
Did it make it on
It
your
did not
list?
make it on my list, though, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed that one. I love the Alien franchise, honestly. Michael Fassbender, fucking phenomenal in that movie.
When you have Michael Fassbender doing poetry and pretty much blowing himself,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do wrong with that. So I think that was fun. But it was just a fun movie. I think it was poorly executed. I think that it really had a lot of plot holes in it.
I mean, you get to see like the origin, I guess, of the alien, which was cool.
Which was cool, and I think that I wanted to see more of that. So I guess it not giving as much of it was kind of the reason why it, out of all, like, you know, a lot of the movies that we saw and or, you know, of this year, it really sat on my top 10. Like that last one that was like, man, I really liked it. I can't talk shit about it. I can say a few bad things, but it's still one of my solid, like the most solid of, you know, all the rest of the movies that are left behind.
Mm-hmm. Of the shit pile.
Yeah,
that's been 2017.
The shit pile. That's been 2017. So how about you? What your 10?
Number 10 for me was actually Atomic Blonde.
Ooh, okay.
I did not think I would love this movie, or like this movie, rather.
Same.
I thought it was gonna be a shit pile. And turned out to be a great like 80s noir-esque, almost like a Blade Runner type of movie. Mm-hmm. It was like a feminine Blade Runner.
Oh yeah. It was almost to me, and people compared it to this, John Wick.
Yeah.
Like if John Wick
like
was
too.
in the 80s, what was it, Berlin?
It was during
Berlin. Now this
like
didn't make my list either. Like yours didn't make the 10, but it's definitely one of those up there that I loved. I mean, the scene where she like literally jumps off a balcony by putting a rope around. No, it's a sheet.
Oh, the sheet around
somebody's neck
to break her fall.
Yeah, to like literally break her fall, and then like two people are waiting at the bottom, and she just knocks them the fuck out. Like, brilliant movie. I guess maybe it just
the lighting, the camera angles, everything was pretty great. And I love that aesthetic that they had in that movie.
Oh yeah.
It was like a I guess dystopia of the 80s.
Now, I guess that kind of spoils my 9, which is actually probably the best segue, because I put John Wick as 9. I love John Wick, and I love the action. I love that they continued it. I love that they continued the storyline. I love that they didn't fuck with the storyline. They kept it going with the same characters. You know, the guy that played the Russian guy died, so obviously this year, so he wasn't going to be part of it anyways. But I like how that we kept with his brother in it.
Yes.
And, you know, like, they showed those scenes, so it kept the story going. It didn't turn into a sequel where it's just, it pops right back into something new, and you're like, oh my god, like, it's new. This was like, it's the same
another
fucking
chapter.
shit. Yeah, it was literally going into another chapter. And I think that was what was beautiful. It was like reading a book, almost, because you're watching it, and you're like, man, this is such an intense, like, when you're reading a book, you get into it, but when you're watching a movie, you get into it, and if you're not into it, you're not watching it. And I feel like this movie was almost like a book version of, like, you know, it's hard to put it down. Like, you're watching it, and every action scene is just so well done, and that's what I thought. And it beat out
choreography. Wow,
exactly, God, and it beat out Atomic Blonde in my book. If John Wick wasn't in it was last year,
yeah,
Atomic Blonde would have had 8. Easily, but John Wick definitely was my or 9, but John Wick was definitely my 9.
Like 1, but you get shot with the adrenaline shot. You know, it was way ramped up to a 10.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's so much more action in
this
one.
One of the scene where he's in his car that he went to go save, and it's literally just busted up, and one of the motorcycles,
a door missing.
The motorcycle is like driving right next to him up to his door, and he just literally opens the door and just hits the motorcyclist. Like, this guy's got so much balls. Keanu Reeves is just such a great actor. I love him so much, and he deserved 8 on that. And I really don't want them to do 3. I think that 3 would be great, and I don't think that they would fuck it up. But they
are gonna do it though.
I know, but I was happy with 2. I didn't think I was gonna be happy with 2, but I was quite happy with 2.
I mean, it's definitely a cult following on this one. So segueing into mine, which was another interesting movie that came out of nowhere, was Brawl and Cell Block 99.
Yes.
Wow. I didn't ever heard of this movie. I just randomly saw it online when I stumbled upon it. I
think was it me that told you about it because I had saw it, or did we just agree that we had both saw it?
Yeah,
and we were like, oh my god, like what?
It's kind of like because Shot Caller.
Exactly.
I saw it after Shot Caller, which came out this year with the guy from Game of Thrones.
Jamie Lannister. Whatever.
Jamie Lannister, yeah. Which is like very similar in a way.
Yeah. This is actually higher on my list. We'll get to it, but I agree. I love this movie. It was so raw. It was just raw. It 100% blood, guts, drug dealing, redemption.
Fucking man.
Oh, I mean, just action that you don't expect out of something that comes from Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn, somebody that you really like. He can do action.
I thought he was a comedy guy.
And comedy,
right?
But you know, like maybe somewhat of an action, like maybe little, but no action whatsoever. This was his action debut, and by far, I was so impressed.
Yeah, he fucking shaved his head for this role.
I mean, it's not too hard to shave a head. And
I don't know, it's just weird.
But he made it uncomfortable for people to look at him, and he got huge too.
Yeah.
And he's a huge guy, but
tall wise, yeah.
And I did hear, and I could be wrong about this, so anybody that wants to comment, please do. That he actually, the first couple scenes where he's punching that car, are actually legitimate scenes of him, like when he, like, was getting into character.
Shit,
and that's what started
that's getting him into the method acting, I guess.
Yeah,
getting him into that character they played.
Oh, good movie. I agree. Like I said, I have that different on mine, but like I said, still a good movie.
What was your number 8?
My number 8 was Baby Driver.
Okay.
And the only reason it dropped to number 8 was because of Kevin Spacey. I'm just kidding. No. All Kevin Spacey aside, no. It was a great movie. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. The intro scene with the choreography of how the camera was one shot the whole way through throughout the song. That was awesome.
Oh yeah,
very much like was that Birdman?
Birdman, yeah.
That came out. Like the whole movie was.
It was shot in one shot, yeah.
But it was like the intro, and it followed along to a catchy song. Awesome driving scenes when there were driving scenes.
Music too.
The music throughout was great. Some people were saying it's like a musical. like they were like someone was telling Evan
What
that
was the
they said it
word?
was a musical, but it's not a musical at all.
No,
there's
it's
no singing and dancing.
It's not a musical. It's there's another word for it. It's a rock opera.
Oh,
that's kind of what they were saying, because a rock opera is.
But they're not singing though at all in it. It's just music.
It's kind of like it's supposed to be like a rock opera, even like that they're not singing it. That's because it's a lot of rock and roll songs. I guess maybe not. It's not supposed to be rock opera. I don't know, but either way, the way that he incorporated the music, the scenes. John Hamm is so good in this.
John Hamm
is just fucking hilarious. John Berthel.
Yeah.
Great.
The new guy with the kid, the main character, baby. I don't know his name.
Ager. Oh God, whoever you are, you're great. You're fucking awesome,
Kevin
dude.
Spacey.
Kevin
Great.
Spacey. Yeah. Let's see who else was in it. I mean, there's so many great actors. I was not happy with the girl. I thought the girl was the most bland part of the movie. With the love story. Oh, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
I
didn't like him.
I didn't like
because
Jamie
he always
Foxx.
plays that same character.
Jamie Foxx plays a character that you know he would never be, and like Jamie Foxx is just he's like such a nice guy, and he can be such an asshole. But like when you mix both of them, and you make like Crazy Fox, you know, it didn't work for me. it just didn't work. It didn't sell me. You know,
it was kind of a dumb character.
I thought that the other characters that played the other guys that were on his team were actually funnier than he was, and he ended up being in
that's because of Jamie Foxx.
Exactly.
You know?
So
but leaving up to my number 8 is Wind River. I like that one a lot. The scenes were great. Felt like I was there. I felt cold when it was in the winter scenes. Amazing movie. I
just didn't make it on my list because I figured you would, and I'm glad you put it on there because like
it's not a movie like you have to like watch. You can't just like
This is what I would say is definitely movie porn.
Yes, exactly. Cinema porn.
Cinema porn. The shots there's nothing in the shots. They're just aerial shots, landscape shots, and like two people in each shot. Like there's in like houses in rural snow areas. So like they did so much with it with so little, and that's what made it so beautiful. And the story, it's a very long movie to follow, but that was my only dig with it. But other than that, I thought Jeremy Renner and what's her name? No, it was Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah, one of the Olsen sisters.
Yeah, the one that has no deed yet.
The one that's.
Please stay that way.
Yeah,
please.
She's been in a lot of movies this year.
We need you in Avengers.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a beautiful movie and good acting and.
I mean, Jeremy Renner finally got his Marvel debut in that movie. If you wanted to see him play his character.
Yeah, literally, like it felt like Hawkeye playing himself, like
really,
out in the wilderness. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, if you honestly like love the outdoors or an outdoors person, I think you would love it. I mean. I think Kyle would like it because he has a Cohart jacket he's wearing in a few scenes. And, definitely check that one out.
And also when you're watching it, the biggest thing I wanted to say was that I didn't pay attention.
Oh, yeah,
when
you have to pay attention to these
the first time I watched it and the second time I watched it, it wasn't that I missed a lot of stuff. I just didn't realize how beautiful it was. It's just so, like... You
have to have, like... dark setting. Do not watch it in the light.
Do not watch it.
Because you need to absorb like the beauty of the scenes.
Exactly. So that puts us at 7.
Yes.
Brawl on Cell Block 99.
Yeah.
It was just that one. It was in my kind of middle because it kicked ass, and that was just one of my personal. Like I said, it was such a surprise that it had to make the list. I had to drop.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually
came out of nowhere.
It kicked Wind River off of my list. So.
And the sad thing is, it's not even on like Amazon Prime, Netflix, or anything. You can't even find it. We had to find it elsewhere. But number 7 on my list is The Disaster Artist.
Yes,
that was a great movie.
Good job.
I mean, we kind of knew it was gonna be good because I'm already a big Seth Rogen and James Franco fan. I knew they would blast out of the park, but it was great to see all those cameos that were in that movie too.
Yes, Danny. Denny, all those different, the different people playing it.
Zach
I can't remember half of the comedic cast that was in that.
Zac Efron was in it.
Zac Efron's in it. I mean, it's just so funny. Like I said, it's higher on my list because when I first got into like watching cinema movies and watching like people that review cinemas, that was actually one of the first. That's kind of what it was. Yeah. One of the first movies that I really watched because like. A friend of mine had said, "Hey, let's watch the stupid Godzilla movies," and we had run out of stupid Godzilla movies. And he said, "Oh, there's this movie called The Room that everyone talks about," and so yeah, no, it's the way that they did it is perfect. James Franco fucking directed it great, wrote it great. I think honestly, my favorite actor in the whole movie is Seth Rogen and his fucking anger. It is just hilarious. But. Altogether,
I honestly thought that it was gonna be like a shot for shot of The Room, kind of, but it actually was more of like almost like a behind the scenes.
It was supposed to be a mockumentary kind of thing.
Because I don't know, I never read the book because I know it's based on his book that he made, but they did have at the end the shot for shot, which was pretty great.
Yeah.
But I think that was like the first movie that him and his brother were like main characters in. I mean, his brother has been like in the side roles a lot, but never. Up front,
it was
throughout the whole movie.
It was almost weird watching the two act together.
Yeah.
Not in an uncomfortable weird, but like
knowing that they're brothers.
Yeah, just knowing that like when you see, because you see the look of Greg looking at at Tommy, and he's got such this that scene where he's like, I did not hit her, and he's watching him. He's like trying so hard, and you can see him in his face like, you can do this, but like. He doesn't have to try. Like they look so connected that like
that's why it was perfect for them,
And they look like the parts too.
They were meant for those roles. I mean, they have a strong connection as brothers for sure.
Exactly. It was
number 6.
Oh, that is Warmachine for me.
Netflix movie.
Yeah, Netflix movie. I was really surprised.
And they said that Bright was the first Netflix movie. I don't think so.
No. No. This one surprised me. It's 2 hours long. It's long. It's tough to get through.
It's like it's a mockumentary in a way.
It's a mockumentary, but at the same time, it's a doc. It definitely shows you the parts of war that you don't see, especially in Iraq, and how. Thank you. How everything was going on back in that time, and how. Like this Brad Pitt, the sergeant that they're following, or the commander, I don't know the lingo, but basically how he's being screwed over this whole time, and he, it just shows you how, it just gives you a more human look at Iraq and how it was, and I thought that it was funny. I thought that
it had humor to it, right?
It had humor, and I thought it was very intense. And I thought Brad Pitt was great. He plays this guy that he's never played before, this very anal retentive.
But still kind of like his role in Inglourious Basterds, no?
No, not even. I would say he plays it way better in Inglourious Basterds.
I didn't see the movie, that's why.
Oh no, he plays it cocky in Inglourious Basterds, but this he plays it very serious.
Okay.
Like, he's just very...
He's not as, I guess... goofy.
Well, because he's a commander, so even though he was a commander back then,
he's very organized.
You're hunting Nazis. You're having fun with it back then. Like there wasn't battalions. You weren't part of some. Those were rogue squads that they're fighting with.
Yeah.
But basically with this is like he's got superiors and everything, and they're just shitting on him. Yeah. And so basically, the characters were all great in it, and we could go in for a long time and talk about it. But it's a 2 hour long movie that's on Netflix that is really fun. And I watched it because I couldn't sleep. I was having a hard time sleeping one night, and I threw it on, and I ended up falling asleep. But normally, I don't go back and watch a movie if I fall asleep. Like if I know that I fell asleep, I picked it up the next day.
Damn.
And finished it up. Like it was that good. It was something that I liked. So
speaking of sleep, number 6 on my list is It. That was a great movie. I didn't really consider it a scary movie to me. Like Annabelle, that movie was scary as fuck. Creepy. But it was great. It showed a togetherness of kids. I mean, it's basically a remake of the 80s movie, which they did an amazing job with their new tale, their new take on it, the new clown. Great. I mean, we already discussed this in a Two Guys episode with the Halloween movies. But it was a great movie that I think almost everybody that I know has watched this year.
Oh yeah, and I was blown away. It's higher on my list, but it was just it was raw. Like, you know, nobody expected this. I mean, everybody came into this year thinking horror movies were gonna fall on their face, and just no one had hope. I feel like
horror movies were strong this year. I think
they were very strong,
yeah.
And I think that coming into last year, a lot of people had doubts that horror movies were even a thing anymore, and people were, you know, liking them. And I think that this definitely revitalized, even though, like you said, it's not a horror, it's more suspense than it is horror.
Yes.
Now, when I get to mine, I'll explain why I liked it a little bit more, obviously. But yeah, it was a lot more suspenseful. And I base scary movies on a scary movie on how much I close my eyes like a little bitch. And I did a shit ton in that movie. And, and not because I was scared, just because it's just like, you know it's coming, and that's the worst part. Like, it's not that it's scary. I'm not scared about the giant teeth. I just like hate to know that it's gonna get me.
Jump,
yeah,
jump scare.
Yeah. So like but I mean, it was just like you said, the unity in it was fantastic.
Great cast.
Great
cast. They all did great. I had no complaints of that at all.
I didn't expect the kids to do half as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for acting for kids, you know. I mean,
I expected to see Seven as you know, girl that played 7.
11?
Or 11. 7. Oh, God. I expected to see her. Play her. But I like who they went with. I don't know her name, but she's been in a couple movies since then. But she'll become a big actress from this.
Oh, I think she will.
A couple of them won't. But we
won't say.
Yeah, right. But no, it was good. So I think that was a great pick. What was that number?
That was number 6.
My number 5, since it was right down the middle, I wanted to pick something that I liked and I hated, but liked so much that the hate was so small, but it was just enough
to, like, on your list, though.
But it was in the middle because I think, like, this movie just pissed me off and made me happy at the same time. So it could have been lower. That's what I'm trying to get at. My number 5 is Valerian and the Thousand Planets.
Yes.
And the reason that it would have actually, if I had not rented it about a month ago and actually seen it on my TV in 4K at my house,
you didn't without like 3D. When we went through, because the 3D fucked you up.
3D fucked me up, and I did not like it, and it just made
done 3D then.
Yeah, well, remember that was the only show that we could get into that night. Yeah, and it was, I had no problem. I liked the movie still. It just it hurt my eyes, and I never had seen 3D at that point.
Oh shit, we had no idea. I mean, because Kyle already complained that he has issues with the 3D, and he's like, oh whatever, we'll just watch it.
Yeah, so we ended up going and seeing it, and we ended up. I remember sitting outside and being like, it was okay, like, you know, it could have been better. And as soon as I sat down and watched it at my house, I was like, holy shit, this is the most beautiful, stunning.
It's like an Avatar. It's like a Star Wars.
It's like if Avatar. It's like if Avatar. Well, I don't know. It's very beautiful. It's very illustrious. It's very stimulating. There's a lot of stuff going on. The unity in it. I think the plot.
The universe is huge.
Oh yeah, I think the plot was dragged out, but in a good way. I think that the ending was really fun. I think that
the intro.
Oh, right.
That was probably one of the best intros I've seen in a movie.
Oh yeah. This year had tons of great intros.
Yeah. Baby Driver and this.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, that hit my number 5, and like I said, the reason I honestly wanted it to be lower on my list or higher on my list, like a 2 or a 3. Lorelai, acting by Cara Delevingne. I love Cara Delevingne so much. Sweetie, just don't talk in your movies. or find an actor or a director that knows, like, I love her. I Cara Delevingne, but the way that they wrote her lines in this movie, it was obvious. And she's a starting actor. I don't mind that.
She is mostly a model.
Even you can tell, whatever his name is, I'm trying to think of his name.
He's a great actor too.
Who plays
the brother? Not the brother, is the lover. I guess.
The lover.
I thought they were brother and sister at first.
Even him, you're looking at him and you're like, dude, you look like you're uncomfortable doing these lines, like you know. And the supporting part of the movie actually makes sense. So you're watching it and you're like, the supporting part's fine.
A lot of people shat on Rihanna being in the movie, but I thought she was all right.
I thought she was fine.
Yeah,
I thought her character was the most underrated because she ends up saving him. Like, and
it wasn't like she wasn't like a Jar Jar of the movie at all.
No, and people thought, I think they thought like, oh, we can sexualize Rihanna, but I don't even think that was
sexualized at all.
I think Rihanna would have said, it's not. I'm not sexualizing myself. I'm showing off my body.
Yeah,
and that's I'm not gonna make it a thing, like I said. But what I'm saying is, like, people say, oh, well, you put Rihanna for like a hot effect or something like that. But she did a good job acting, and she's been good in her other roles and stuff like that. But anyways, it was my 5, and honestly, like, it's just, that's why it stood at that 5 spot. It was so good, but it really, if it hadn't, taken and lost so much money and, made it into 3D, and if they had actually taken the time to just make a really beautiful movie.
Yeah, I mean, great concept. I mean, it's based off a graphic novel.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would like to see a second, if they can muster up one.
He said that he's got it written.
Okay.
But the studio, after obviously it tanking,
didn't do too well in the theaters,
but he's saying right now on Twitter that basically there is a fan base for it.
Oh, cool! Because I'm definitely gonna get it when it comes out.
I would see a different one. I would see another one too. So,
my number 5 on the list is Get Out. Speaking of horror movies, yes. I guess it's like a horror suspense. Wow.
And I'm just gonna transition really quick.
What?
Mine's 4.
Okay,
this, so let's just talk about this, and then you can go right into your 3.
Fucking
wow.
If you haven't seen this movie, definitely watch it. I mean, it has like racial issues on it, but it's not really like controversial too much.
How do you even talk about this movie? It's so well written because it's so subtle.
Yeah.
You don't know anything, and then you find out everything, and then you still don't know anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how did she turn him into mush?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that didn't make any sense. It's like a voodoo or something.
The thing that made it so good was the mystery behind it, and it being so, because people were like, "Oh, Get Out looks scary," and I remember when the trailer released, and people were like, "Jordan Peele, like what?" Like
normally comedy writer doing a horror. What's going on?
And that never happens, and he killed it. I mean,
and he deserved to get on to more movies, because now he got some more movie offers.
Did he?
Yeah,
okay, good.
He's working on some other things.
Good.
Because I can't praise this movie enough. There's no like flaw in it, I don't think.
It's original. I think that's the problem.
Very original. I mean, there was a few... I take that back. There was a few questionable scenes, maybe towards the end.
I'd agree, yeah.
Like they couldn't kill the guy or the girl right away.
Yeah.
She kept on like crawling and stuff like
exactly.
that. Like, what?
But like,
it out.
But like, you gotta always have cliches. But I agree. I agree. But yeah.
Cliches,
right. So transitioning to my 4, that was my 4. That was my 4. It blew me away. I saw it. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it when everyone said it was that good. I didn't buy into it because I'm not a big scary movie guy, and I waited till it came out on DVD, and I watched it on... Actually, I waited and rented it, and I was just... I remember ending it and just...
Right?
Just staring there like, the fuck did I just watch? Like, it's beautiful. It
really was.
It's a good way of putting it. It's beautiful.
So going into my 4 was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
I love that movie so much. I don't know. I don't really care for any of the Marvel movies lately. I mean, Thor was okay. Okay, but I like Guardians of the Galaxy a lot better, just because the cast, the story, the environments, it's totally different than what I'm used to. It's like Valerian in a way. It has like a big, vast like universe to it, and I love like depth in movies, and it definitely has a depth, but also has that Marvel comedy in it. You know?
Oh yeah. And I want to say, just to point it out there, we talked about this, and me personally, I was not going to put any Disney movies on my list.
I know,
because I'm no, and that's fine. Thor Ragnarok, I fucking loved it. It was one of my favorite movies of the year. I thought it was great, and Star Wars. We're not even going to get into that. But you know, all the Spider-Man was fucking great. Yeah. You know, you could. That's the reason I kept him out. But I like that you put because that was probably the most wholesome movie of the year with the daddy issues. A lot of
great intro again.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Baby Groot is my like.
Fuck those pogs.
Whatever they are.
Baby Groot.
Yeah. Just spit it out. I love that scene where he you know. He didn't punch you, like, when Rocket tells him that, like, oh, yeah.
And I wasn't expecting a lot of things that happened to it, you know? I wasn't expecting to like it as much. I mean, I liked the first one, but the second one was so much better than the first.
I agree.
Felt, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because they gave fucking Bautista so many more lines, and he was more developed as a character.
He was more relatable, I think, because his race is... in the comics is very over your head, like, you know, very literal. But you can't do that in a movie so many times; it just gets boring.
Yeah, and he was a very boring character in the first one.
Exactly, and not I would say boring, but like he's still like, you know, he just never had any development. Like people killed my kids, like, in my family. Now I'm gonna go kill. Like that's literally all it was. This, like, he's talking about his wife. He's talking about his, you know.
He goes in depth, yeah.
Yeah, and
social life.
Yeah, so no, this one was like a growing movie. It was definitely like, if it was on my list, it would probably be 3-2.
Okay.
Like 4 or 3, it would be one of those two. You know, I3 was Disaster Artist.
Okay.
And that was the same reason that I said before. It's one of my personal favorite movies. I think that James Franco was fucking hilarious.
He was spot on.
We saw this with Kenny, and how many times did we laugh during that movie? I mean,
I don't remember us not laughing. You know. There's not a scene that I didn't laugh at. You know,
I've been a pretty bitter fucking person this year, and I have not really laughed that much at many movies. You know, you get your little laughs from like Marvel movies and stuff like that. But this, I sat there and I fucking howled. Like, you know, it's just, he's so over the top, and he does such a good job of being over the top for being an actor that's so good at not being over the top.
My only issue with the movie was his character got annoying.
It did.
It got really annoying to me to watch the movie after a while, after like an hour and a half.
And but the thing that I liked about that was because Tommy was like that.
True, I guess.
And so, but it's okay not to like it.
Yeah, I know, it's true. It's
but that's
why we have this.
No, but that's what I mean by like my own personal, like, why I put it there was because I get it. Like, I watched like interviews and stuff like that, and you see Tommy just. I'm Tommy, you know, you can't, I'm me, you know, talk about me. He's just so over the top, and
he's a character.
Yeah, and it was really fun to watch, and it was just something I think that we were all rewarded with after so many years of throwing spoons at
the room
in the theater. So
I was really surprised they were gonna make a movie on it. Like, what the hell?
You know, A24, I gotta say.
Yo, you guys are doing good.
You guys are
doing
like,
good now.
Thank you. You're the only ones that have original movies anymore. Like,
for real.
Like,
for real. Like, what the fuck?
You got some, and you know what? Honorable mention really quick here. Ingrid Goes to the West.
Yes, that was on my list. Just because it's very...
It was last moment.
I don't know. It's very... I don't know. But it's one of those movies that really affects you. I definitely was like, what the fuck, after watching it. It's basically a story about a crazy person.
I think the fact that if I didn't go and see it on acid, that probably would have been a little bit better. Because it is a very trippy movie.
Yeah.
But that was definitely one of my other like honorable mentions.
Definitely.
Because just bringing that up.
Yeah.
I was
A24. Thank you.
Thank you. You're doing good. If anything, you guys deserve to be running the film industry.
I mean, there are some questionable movies I saw.
Yeah.
Those trailers.
The trailers were questioning my sexuality. I'm sitting there going like, what's going on here?
But Inger Goes West. Definitely rent that one. And my number 3 was Baby Driver. On the list because
wow. You liked it that much?
I liked it a lot. I thought I was gonna hate it, honestly, because I don't know. I thought it was just like overhyped, but it was actually really good.
Oh yeah,
it was really overhyped. I felt, but I liked it a lot, and yeah. Your number 2? 2?
Oh. This one I want to talk about because I was really surprised with this movie, and I really liked it. And I'm saying it because it's not my number 1; it's my number 2. But it was really hard picking between my number 1 and number 2. But it was It, and
number 2 is It.
Number 2 was It.
Okay.
And it was because of all the stuff you talked about. We've already gone over it, but I thought it scared the crap out of me, and inner me, like, you know, looking at in the eyes of the children of the movie.
Yes.
How scary that could only be, and seeing only the parents not caring about everything, but basically, you know, the town
abuse their children, basically, like the mom.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was like, one of the children, the one that sits on the couch, that just like watch TV all day, and she doesn't really care about her kid. But all she wants is her to respect for men. She's scared of him, getting dirty or running.
the hypochondriac.
Yeah.
Where he ends up running
she
into
made
the
him
leper.
that way.
Yeah, and like running into the leper, like you know that's what he's been taught, and like that's because it's in their heads. And I just thought it was really written. I thought my biggest thing is Skarsgård. Skarsgård needed this. Not even needed it, but he was so good and he played it so well. Like, congratulations, man. Like,
yeah,
you know, I mean, if it was a ongoing movie that could go for 15 years, he could literally play the movie for 15 years. he was really that. I thought he was really that good and scary, and the voices.
Did you ever watch the Netflix movie with him, or show with him in it? He plays like a vampire.
No, but I will say that he was really good in Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, that's right. He was in that.
I agree that he was definitely.
He was great in that.
He was very good in that, and so. That's why I like that. I thought he got a lot more screen time this year, and him getting it, I thought was really good, and I thought it scared the shit out of me, and not a lot of movies scare the shit out of me. So,
my number 2 is another cinematic beauty, Dunkirk. Oh my god, that was a beautiful movie. I like World War II movies. I like war movies, and this was a great movie. Last year.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge,
yes,
that was a great
movie.
But Dunkirk was great. You follow this one character that's in the infantry, basically in Dunkirk, and he's basically just trying to survive the whole time. Each scene was shot beautifully. If you don't like long movies or like to like Wind River, stuff like that, you probably wouldn't like.
I can't do long movies. Long-winded movies kind of get me in war movies. They're not bad. I love action and war. It's just it's a lot for me to pay attention to.
Exactly, yeah. And some people can't take that.
Exactly. So and like I said, it's beautiful though. Oh my god, I have seen some of Dunkirk. I have YouTube scenes.
Okay.
And wow, like beautifully shot. But yeah, no, I like that they did that. I thought it was. The trailer was just a basic, like literally their only trailer. Like everything else was like, you know, their what is it? Their advertising was like shots of like planes falling down and shot, you know, scenes blowing up.
Yeah.
But their one trailer was the scene when, you know, they're all sitting there and they're waiting just to get fucked by the enemies. Like that's such a powerful trailer, and you know
that's
me
what
in
Dunkirk
trailer.
was, man.
Yeah, and for me, trailers are huge. So like seeing that, like I knew that it was going to be a great, beautiful movie, and I could definitely agree with the number 2 spot.
Okay.
I was actually going to say honorable mention for me.
Okay.
Because it was just so it's a beautiful movie, and war movies are great movies to begin with.
Just because it's that emotional.
Exactly.
You know?
So
your number 1.
Number 1. So this changed literally like seconds. So, my number 1 was Lucky Logan.
Great movie too.
Fuck, this movie was so fucking good.
Their accents were on point.
Oh my god.
Kylo Ren. Oh my god, I love that guy.
I will go over my points.
Okay.
Really quick.
Yeah.
God damn it. What the fuck was with John Denver's song this year, Country Roads? It was in 3 movies, and
I think 4 actually.
4. It could have been 4.
It was definitely an Alien.
It was an Alien.
It was in
Lucky Logan.
Baywatch?
No.
It's okay.
We know. We'll find it.
Yes.
But either way, you know. So Kingsman.
Kingsman. That's right.
It was in Kingsman. Yeah. And so that was like with hearing it the second time, I was like, man, I'm really liking this song, and it solidified it. Channing Tatum's character and how down to earth and how much of a great dad he was.
Yeah.
I fucking bawled at the end, and spoiler alert, I'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
But acting was great. Katie Holmes was great. The storyline was great. The ending is so fucking great. I won't ruin it.
It's like an Ocean's 11.
It's an Ocean's 11. You think
NASCAR.
Exactly. You know, you think you know exactly what happens, and you don't.
Yeah, there's a few twists in there.
And it honestly, like I don't enjoy movies as much because I can see where they're going most of the time.
I mean, it's very predictable. A lot of movies like that movie Bright that just came out.
Exactly.
Like,
you knew exactly what you know. You see a trailer. I saw this trailer and I thought immediately like this is going to be some indie film. And I remember saying we actually didn't think that it was going to be good.
No,
we thought it was actually going to be a very hickish. Like I think we were making fun of it like the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. It looked like that in the trailer. You know?
Exactly. And I remember walking out of it and being like, God damn it, this is...
But it was very indie, too, in a way.
It was very indie, yeah. It didn't have any aspects. It had NASCAR in it, you know, but, like, it was very much... It wasn't an advertisement for NASCAR. It didn't show NASCAR all the time, which they could have.
Easily. They could have gotten more sponsored money.
Daniel Craig is just... I'm so happy to see him play something that's not James Bond.
Yeah, I know.
Thank fucking
And he was able to, you know, separate himself from that.
He
did that character well. He didn't seem like James Bondish at all.
No. And he's really good at acting, but at the same time, like, he's playing an American Southerner with blonde hair. God damn it, if you can't act like that, like, oh my god, like, it was just beautiful. He did a great job, so... I've been dragging it on, but the most beautiful part of my number 1 was, I gotta say, the part in which Channing Tatum ends up finishing the job, and he goes to watch his daughter. And at the beginning of the movie, he's singing Country Road to her, and she wants to do her. He's trying to get to her recital.
Yes.
And the recital, she's gonna do this Rihanna song, Umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
And that she ends up seeing her dad because he's not supposed to be there, and he ends up showing up, and she ends up singing Country Road.
Yes.
And the whole fucking I remember when we were in the movie, we were all singing in the movie with the fucking people, and I just tore up. I remember crying and being. It was such a great emotion. It was a
heartfelt moment.
It was, and
because you weren't expecting that, really.
No, not at all. Because at the end, because
it made it seem like he wasn't gonna make it.
Exactly, and at that point, you're basically he's like kind of you feel like he's on the run.
Yeah,
but he's not, and you realize like at the end that like that is like was his moment of just clarity.
Exactly, like he was like, all right.
And that's that I've honestly like since that movie's come out I've probably watched it 3 times. It's honestly one of my favorite movies of the year. There's a lot of great movies that have come out this year. There's a lot of shitty movies. So
my number one was the Blade Runner 2049.
Wow. Okay.
I really liked it. As you can tell, as my list, it's a lot of cinematic movies. This was highly cinematic.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling, you are my boyfriend. I love you. You don't really see him get like too emotional in movies that often. I like a lot of his movies, honestly. Like, he's probably one of my favorite actors. But there's a scene where he just like gets extremely pissed off, and it was a big scene where he figures out that he potentially is the baby in the movie. But there's some twists and turns. I had to see it a second time to connect some dots to like, oh wow, there's small subtleties that explain the ending.
How it happened. Ridley Scott.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful movie, great acting. Harrison Ford, glad to see you back.
Growth. Did you see growth?
Growth
in the movie from the franchise. When you're seeing a movie that you have a sequel.
Yes.
I guess you look at Iron Man and Iron Man 2. I see people say that it didn't grow, but I do think it grew because it attached.
Bladerunner did, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like one of those movies where it does really bridge that gap of time.
Yes, it does. It's based in the future, which still is based on the 80s future, which is cool. So they still have like the Rogue One, how Rogue One portrayed like the technology of that. Okay. So the same technology from the original was basically in the new one. Yeah. Just so it's, very similar. But there was definitely a growth. You can see that there's changes to this world. No,
I'm gonna say I didn't see this.
Okay. And Leto was great villain in that too. Yeah.
To be honest, and the reason I actually didn't want to see this movie is because every time we tried to see it, things came up.
Oh yeah.
And the only reason that this wasn't on my list this year was because this is kind of one of the cheap movies that I didn't actually get to watch because we just never got the chance to see it. And honestly, like, I expect you to watch your movies, but me, like, it was one of those movies that I know that we both like Blade Runner. Yeah. So I just never wanted to watch it, and so like we'll end up watching it. Yeah. Maybe we'll give you a abridged version of something, but like I said, eventually maybe we'll do like a review on. Maybe we'll watch it together and do a review. But like I said, I'm glad that you liked it because I heard such negative reviews and people being so bitchy about it. And like I obviously am trying not to feel that way about reviews anymore. But I'm glad to hear that because I trust your opinion with what you watch. So it's good to see that grew. It wasn't just another sequel.
No, it definitely was. They definitely took their time in it. It's not like they just like threw shit together and like, oh, here's Bladerunner, here's the easy crash gab. Yep. No, I mean, great acting. I mean, Ryan Gosling doesn't go on to shitty films though,
No, he reads the scripts. Yeah. You can tell he doesn't have his agent read his scripts. He reads his scripts. And that's a good part. What's the movie In the Pines? Have you seen that one?
Yes, Through the Pines.
Through the Pines is one of my favorite movies, even though he's only in like a little bit of it. It's like it's just like even Drive.
He has a great catalog.
Yeah, Have
you ever seen Blue Valentine?
No, but it's on my list of movies to see. Yeah, but yeah, he's just so good, and I'm glad that they did him good in this movie because they could have done him so much.
He always has a badass jacket, and this one he has a badass jacket.
He has a badass jacket, dude. I mean, in like bringing up Ryan Gosling, he's just so like wholesome because I think about. Have you seen The Good Guys? Yeah. That's like another one of my favorite Ryan Gosling movies of just him being fucking down on his luck with a daughter, right? The 80s one or the 70s one.
70s,
yeah. And I didn't when they said Ryan Gosling was going to get picked for Blade Runner. How did you feel?
I was ecstatic. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, just because I like the original Blade Runner. And I'm a fanboy of Ryan Gosling. Yeah. And I'm glad they got Harrison Ford back on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. Was he in a? You know.
I mean, he's in it.
Yeah.
More towards.
Is he a big part of it though?
Mm,
Like, did they just bring him back in the sense of Star Wars?
No, he is a big part, actually.
Okay, so he wasn't...
But you don't see him till, like, towards the end of the movie.
Okay.
And then you find out that his daughter, he had a daughter.
Okay.
And she plays a huge role in the movie.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for not ruining it. Like,
Okay.
I know it's hard to, like, talk about these.
Yeah.
Like, that.
I know we talked about not spoiling the movie, but you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
so
and, like, and this is one, like, that I do want to see. But wow, man. Well, and that being said, with the top 10, we did want to bring you guys.
We'll discuss that in a different movie or a different video, just because this one's been almost an hour long.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you for watching. If you have stuck around for about 50 minutes of us shooting out of our mouth, do want to thank everybody that has seen movies with us this year. Kyle and Kenny. John, I think, has seen a few movies with me as well. Here's to a good Al. Yeah, that's right, Al. And hopefully 2018 brings us some great movies. I mean,
and we wanna really focus, not we as a channel, but some of us, you know, me in particular, in part TJ too. I know he runs most of this, but you know. If you guys want to do some fun stuff with movies, like watch a shitty movie and talk about it, or review shitty movies,
that'd be fun.
It'd be fun. So please leave comments and let us know, because you guys are the ones helping us with the content here, and we love you guys. So, you know, yeah.
All right, and to that, here's 2018. Cheers.